Let's get some buttons pushed and get some magic rolling.
Yep.
Everywhere we go.
Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to Roll for Effort. I am Jason Scranton, and we're here tonight with Joe, Damien, and Gary. I forgot what I was going to say. Like and subscribe! I forgot the checklist, Joe. You're supposed to make me get the checklist.
Oh yeah, the checklist.
Yeah. Park, who's playing Dust in our ongoing Bad Moon campaign. Oh yeah, so we're playing Lamentations of the Flame Princess this evening again. And one of our other campaign members, unfortunately, is going to be indisposed for a while due to family things that are important. And family always comes first in your RPG hobby, because that's what allows you to keep on playing RPGs.
Yep.
So,
We love you, Park.
Yep.
Yeah, we love you, Park, and we'll miss you until you're back. You know,
We'll keep your seat warm.
Yep.
We'll keep your seat warm, and don't worry, I'm not killing Dust. You'll see.
We sold
Dust might kill us.
Yes.
We sold Dust off for a magic bag of beans.
Now-
so much better than that. So much
There's
better.
so many other things than death. I mean, come on, guys.
But magic beans! Alright.
Well, where do we begin?
All right. So, when last we left, we'll just get right to the meat of it.
Ooh.
Towards the end of our last session, Minimus and Dust. Let me get us all over to the page. Bink. There we go. Minimus and Dust were off over in one of the brewing houses, specifically the Elven Brewing House, where they were having various conversations with the proprietor there. Dust learned quite a few things about Adelshade's history, and some of the history of the Court of Autumn, which Dust is a deposed member of its nobility. Minimus was exploring some of the local brews and happened upon their specialty that they had that essentially opens the doors of perception and allowed him quite a familiar experience for the type of wizard that Minimus is.
Yes.
It allowed him to see
Yes, it did.
all things invisible, as well as seeing through the veil between worlds. So he started seeing all kinds of wild things that are happening in other places, other winds that coexist over the same space, in a sense.
That was a hell of a cocktail. What was the name of that again? That was...
Oh, man.
I forgot. I know. I had it written down, and I used my notes to go and make a shopping list, and now it's gone!
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think I have your cocktail.
It's alright. Yeah, don't
Other
let
book.
it slow things down, man. We'll get it.
Oh, yeah. We'll get it. I've got the book. Give me a minute to flip through and figure that out, and we will nail what that one is. Ether of Blue. Ether of Blue.
Ether of Blue.
That's what we were going with. All right. So, in the meantime, Kreb and Elric were over in the Chapel of Crud. Who is that? Not Crud.
Yes, we were in the Great Temple, the cathedral.
Yeah, the Church of Saint Wayland.
Yes.
The walled graveyard over on the northern end of town there. And he had turned himself in to Father Thomas, or Friar Thomas, who was the friar kind of in charge of that clergyman over there. He had turned himself in due to these wanted posters of the Black Cleric, and claimed that the bishop is not who he says, that he is a dark and vile thing, a creature of evil and chaos that is presiding over the church in Brackenwold. And he handed over his sword and volunteered to step into the flame to prove that the light was on his side and that he was telling the truth.
Yes.
And the
Trial
local-
by fire.
Right? A trial by fire. The light shall prove him true.
Yes.
And Kreb, our resident of Dolmenwood, kind of a low fame monster hunter, was kind of watching this whole situation, in a sense of like, whoa, okay, what does this mean? And generally in a state of curiosity as things were unfolding. And that was sitting us at about the afternoon time frame, pushing into evening. And again, still, despite the time of day being that it's afternoon, the sun is getting low, casting golden light through the thick and heavy canopy of trees. That moon still hangs bright and full overhead, kind of in like that noon setting. It's directly overhead with that strange green haze, which has been drawing closer and closer and becoming brighter and brighter. And so we are here with Minimus and Dust sitting in that hall, that brewer's home, when the serving woman comes up again and leans in close and says, "Oh, excuse me, sirs. There's things as a serving girl that I'm privy to. You see, with my station, I get overlooked quite often. So there are many times where I hear things that should otherwise be secret. I know what happened to Adalshade. I know where he went, Lady Dust. There's a portrait of a naked chained woman, just through that door there." She points farther into the establishment. "Into that room, there's a black velvet curtain. If you draw that aside, you'll find this portrait. All you have to do is attempt to steal the painting, and you will be pulled inside. Now, I overheard Adalshade. It is where he went. I overheard him asking for... It was some object, some crown that he would need to restore the Court of Autumn, to restore your home back to its full potential, restore the entire palace or line, as it were. And he went in, I believe it was a town only accessed through that painting. this town called Elatior. And that was all I heard there. But then I watched Adalshade step into this painting himself. Couldn't have been more than 100 years ago. But I have to warn you, I've never seen anyone come back out from that painting ever before." And Dust kind of, sits up a little bit more like, "What is it that you say there, girl? You say you saw where Adalshade went." And she looks over to you, Minimus. "This is something I have to do. I respect you enough, Minimus, to understand the plight that I have to do to see my home restored." And Minimus, at that moment, you start being overcome. You can feel the onset of this of a trance, the same dream state trance you're familiar with coming over. And in that moment, you're starting to fade. You see Dust stand up and walk across this room and throw this door open. Things are starting to fade out. The darkness is setting in, but you still have this tunnel vision watching as she throws this curtain back. And indeed, you see this painting of this naked woman in chains. And Dust reaches up to attempt to steal it, to pull it off the wall, and you see the painting move. And as you're fading and fading and fading and growing more black, you see this figure starting to talk with Dust. And then Dust is standing in this painting, ignoring the woman and walking through this painting in this myriad of hues of brush strokes, and opening a door in the background of the painting. The door closes, she is gone. And at that moment, whoop, you fade into darkness, and Anne-Marie comes to you. Not in the old woman that she is now, but in that youthful state, that exuberant life that you always see her in your dreams. And she comes forward. "Oh, dearie, it's been so hard to get a hold of you. I found you, Minimus. I found you."
I'm obviously in a stone state, maybe laughing, maybe a little bit crying, maybe just in awe of the colors I hear or the music I see. Say of all the remedies it has pleased Almighty God to give man to relieve his suffering, none is so universal and efficacious as opium. But I'll say this ether of blue has kicked my ass. I don't just start laughing.
"Minimus, dearie, it's that thing. It must be the reason that it puts you into a state where somehow you could cross these barriers, and I can speak with you, child. Things have been not good here. There are 9 children missing total from here and at home, from Berksford." And behind her, in this dream trance that you're in, things kind of coalesce and fade, and you see a group of 9 children. And you recognize some of these children, the ones that had been missing from Berksford. And almost in spotlights behind her, you see other groups of children from various other places. Some of them with just strange, they look human, but some with like the most vibrant green skin, and skin as black as ebony, and skin that is see-through so they look only as skeletons. But there is skin there, and skins of red in another group of 9. And you see a group of like mixed goblin and elven and children, a group of entire fairy children. There's only 6 in that group, though. From what you can see, there are only 3 children left to be grabbed from all of the various worlds before those doors of the Naglord split. And Anne-Marie, Grandmother Anne says to you, I feel the times is growing short. The things I was speaking of before, the prophecy, whatever it is that has brought you and bound you together. I fear that time is coming now, and I don't know if I'll be able to help. It feels like the walls are weakening. How is it where you are? I can't see your surroundings.
Reality, I fear that the 3 children you mentioned are missing in this realm I find myself in now. I do not care if I'm dreaming. It does not matter. This must be of utmost importance. He stands up and tries to shake off whatever hallucinations and sprites, things that may be real that are around him, and having noticed the painting on the wall where his face was moving back and forth with Elric, realizing that it's dangerous, just having a very vivid vision of his hedge wizard. I'm just gonna put my brim down and bumble outside as I'm kind of talking. I open the door and just kind of saunter out and say, Anne-Marie, I think I'm at the key of this. I don't know, but the acolyte Elric said that I was meant to save the universe. Could this be?
I cannot see that far, child. I can't, dearie. But perhaps there's a chance. I don't know what the futures bring. That's beyond my power, beyond my control.
I must find him.
I do know there's a pinnacle moment for each of you. I can see this, a man of might who has recently come across your path. He is woven into your story. You shall need his muscle. But I also see bright flames. I think your priestly friend may have need of you now.
Yes, I feel that.
I see a dawning sun and a great fire.
I must find him. I'm stumbling down the mud-drenched streets that are this town, and I'm pulling over my bully bones jacket a little bit higher around my face, lowering my head so no one can see me. And I'm just gonna use my gut feeling, man. Whatever investigation or I can do on its enhanced state to try and find a beeline pattern to Elric. Yes, I must find Elric. Rare Elric. He is in need.
Where's Paul getting it around town? I imagine people like a good burning.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm looking for clues. I don't know if there's people gathering, if there's some kind of collection of energy that I can, an aura.
Right. Well, indeed, you do hear a lot of people, like, gossip is spreading like wildfire about the black cleric, that he has turned himself into the chapel of Saint, I forgot already, Saint Wayland.
Wayland.
And people are musing, and through the trees and the mist in this village, in Prigwort, this city, you can see the main roadways and thoroughfares and the large structure of the chapel off to the northern edge of the city itself. And you even hear, you overhear, despite your trance-like kind of dreamwalk state, you even hear someone say, the bishop will have to be notified. He'll want to be here when that traitor burns.
Oh, fuck that! No way! God damn it, Joe!
Meanwhile...
Thanks for dropping that, buddy. Oh, shit. All right,
well,
we're fucking running
it's gonna happen tomorrow morning, so...
Yeah.
Yep.
We got time.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
and meanwhile, Minimus, as you're kind of dream state making your way through the city.
Yep, zigzagging my way through the crowd.
All right. Kreb, watching from the door as Elric is knelt in prayer, you can hear buzz and gossip as people are already starting to gather. Some of the local woodsmen are stacking logs, getting ready for this mighty pyre, for this rite of the light, I guess. And you also hear, people speaking about this black cleric. Oh, damn his soul! How dare he step outside the light as such, attacking the Duke Brackenwold himself. I can't believe such a thing. The light will prove what's right. The light will prove what's right. And another fellow says, oh, sure, but did you hear that they've sent word to the bishop? They're bringing him and some of his wardens to watch how this is gonna happen. So what is it that you're doing here, Kreb? You do know the flames aren't going to be lit until the next morning.
Yeah, I am making a beeline straight back to that bar to find Minimus and Dust.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so you start rushing through the streets. You know exactly where it is. You're familiar with Krigwar. You've been here many a time. It's the largest settlement or the largest city and a trade hub here in Dolmenwood. You run back through and you see a man like you recognize with that broad brim hat, kind of stumbling around that looks half drunk, but maybe more. And you definitely recognize it is this fellow, this wizard Minimus.
Minimus, where's Dust? We need to talk.
Dust? Dust walked into a painting. You should have seen it. The sprites all loved it. They were dancing all around.
Okay. And I will pick him up and throw him over my shoulder and head back to the bar.
What are you doing? Oh, grab you!
We have no time for this. We need to get everybody together.
I just start laughing. As I ride through the streets on the broad shoulders of Kreb.
That is awesome. Oh, nice. All right, and Elric, what is it that Elric or that you were doing as you're doing your prayers and what are you contemplating? What's happening for Elric at this as afternoon fades to evening?
Yeah, well, I mean, so as per the agreement I had with the gentleman, I handed over my weapons and I am going to spend the entire afternoon and evening in prayer and contemplation, just focusing on trying to discern the will of the Lord, like guide me and all that good stuff. I'm enjoying the frankincense and myrrh, man. It smells good in here.
Nice.
Dead man walking.
Nice.
Oh,
in your deep prayer, you barely notice, or you're barely conscious of the fact that Friar Thomas, who seems to have kind of been won over a little bit by hearing word has already come from St. Keys. Oh, pardon me, from the refuge of St. Kai. Sorry.
Yep.
About the miracle of blessing the food that you had done there. He lays a very simple white robe, down onto the ground before you, and makes his way back and joins lines of friars that are also in prayer behind you.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Elric, go ahead and give me a wisdom or like a casting roll, basically.
Yeah, you bet. Unlike the awesome cleric that I rolled the other night, this guy only gets 1 point.
Oh no. Sorry.
It's alright.
Hey. Oh. Set.
Not great.
It's even. It's in the middle.
Right?
Yeah, it's perfectly in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
From holy crap to holy crap.
All right.
That's not my burning roll.
This is
That's going to be a continuous theme.
I know. Save that shit. You're gonna need a.
Oh man, just don't crit 1 on that roll for that.
No.
Yeah, there's no fires yet.
Yeah.
No worries. It's still pushing into evening. All right, Kreb, you arrive back here at the temple of Saint Wayland with Minimus thrown over your shoulder.
Down! I'm going to throw up. Put me down!
Where's the girl? I say to the barmaid.
Oh, you took him back to the bar.
Yeah.
My bad, not St. Kai.
No. No,
Yeah.
I'm looking for the rest of the team.
Yeah, so the girl kind of, the barmaid, she looks up, she's like, she went into the painting.
I told you!
She was following the footsteps of her teacher, her master. She said he was named Adelshade or some such.
I don't have time for your nonsense. Tell her we'll be at the temple, and I'll head back out.
All right, you hear her
Minimus
call back.
still on your shoulder.
You hear her call out after you. If she ever comes out, I will. But she does not sound hopeful.
Blue, ether of blue, one more before I go.
Oh, I think you might have had too much. As you're pulled out through the doors.
Oh, 86 out of the... What was the name of that place? I don't care. I'm not coming back.
An about face.
Damn it, Crab. My picture's on the wall. You fool.
Yeah, I know. It's become quite a situation.
Hey, keep me hidden, will ya?
I'm doing the best I can, but you're kind of spastic.
Well, the arrival of a good clown is better than 20 medics, if you ask me.
All right, where are you headed to now, Crab?
Heading to the temple to get Elric.
Back to the temple? All right.
So yeah, this
Alright.
is probably drawing all sorts of attention.
Yeah, indeed, you kind of push your way through crowds. There are folks already gathering. It looks like people are setting in to kind of wait here overnight to get a good viewing of this pyre that's being erected just outside the churchyard. I mean, the whole place is abuzz with talk of the Black Cleric, and there are some people even saying, both sides of it arguing, well, I think there's something unnatural happening here. There's some sort of lies. If he was so bad and so evil, why would he have turned himself in at the church? Why would he have claimed asylum and volunteered to burn? I think he's on the side of the light. And you hear other people shouting the other side, oh, he's a vile, black-hearted witch he is. Some sort of terror. That's why he traitored and tried to kill the Duke. Bless the bishop for saving him. Bless the bishop and his injuries. You'll see. You'll see. Yeah, and you push your way through and see Friar Thomas again there, and he kind of waves and does a little head bow. He's like, oh, please, come on in. Please. Your friend is at prayer.
As I walk in, I'll just yell, Elric! We need to talk!
Crab, the funny thing about darkness is you can't have darkness without light.
What?
You can't have heavy if it's light, or wrong if it's right.
Oh, man.
Day or night, it's crazy.
So Joe, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna look at Kreb and I'm gonna motion him to come towards me. And then I'm gonna start. What's it called? It's doffing. I'm gonna start taking off my armor and everything that I have, so I can change into the robe. Is it doff or don?
Off.
Doff. Yeah.
doff
So I'm
the
gonna start
armor,
doffing.
don
I'm
the
gonna
robe.
start basically taking off all my leather armor so that it doesn't get burned. And I'm going to change into the white robes, but I'm going to hand over that gear to Kreb. The whole lot
Nice.
of it.
Yeah, so you're basically just kind of in a meditative. Nobody's like holding you back, or there's like free access to you, right? There's no.
Yeah, he is not chained or anything. He seems to
Just
be there freely of his own will.
waiting for the morning fire. Yeah. Okay.
So you're actually going to go through with this?
Fear not, Kreb. The will of the one true God, the God of order, He has a plan for us all. And if his plan is for me to burn, then burn I shall, for it shall inspire the hearts of others. And if it is not to burn, then I shall not burn, and then we will inspire the hearts of others.
Have you factored Barnabas into your calculations?
That foul beast has no command over our Lord's plan. I shall
No,
see
but
it
he
through.
does have command over many, and they are coming.
What do you mean?
Rumors in the town are that Barnabas is coming here personally to watch your display.
That is outstanding news! We shall cut this snake's head from his body. The crowds will rise up when they see the one true light.
I'll go ahead and take a seat next to Elric at that point. You know, and just kind of like sit down with my cape and hand him the wineskin and still pretty high and be like, yeah, fire. I can confidently affirm that the greater part of those who have supposed to have died of gout actually didn't die of gout, but rather the medicine they were given. A statement in which I have supported with observation. I do not feel the fire will harm you if you do not let it.
Precisely, Minimus. You understand such things.
So there's no way to talk you out of this and get you to make a hasty retreat for the hills.
No, Krem. This is the path we've chosen.
So,
I have handed my sword over and made a vow to the I forgot his name. The leader of this temple.
Tom?
Yeah.
Right?
Thomas?
So Thomas, if you want, it perhaps would not be ill-advised to speak with those who already show their support for us. Gather as many followers and retainers as we can to be prepared for the arrival of this bishop, this black-hearted fool, who dares to impersonate a champion of order.
Give me that roll one more time there, Elric.
oh, nice.
Inspiration!
Oh, no.
Oh well.
So he's just pontificating and...
Yeah. I cursed in this game. Like, I made so few rolls in this game. It's divine karma for all the games where I walk through with like 6 nat 20s, you know?
Man. Dude, I'm high as all shit. So I'm gonna try and drum up a crowd, man. I'm actually gonna go for a crazy charisma roll, which is my weak suit. I'm like a really annoying drunk, is what I am. But I'm gonna start walking around our little area and just drumming up. My word! Do you people wish to witness a miracle of light? Come hither! Come and see! All Fae, all people are welcome! I'm just trying to do like a... I guess that's what a bard would do, right? Bards go in, what do they call it when they go in to pump up the jam?
You're the hype man?
I'm
You're Flavor Flav?
I'm trying to hype it up a little bit. I'm a hype man right now.
I like it.
Instead of a clock, I got my open pipe.
Nice. Hell yeah, give us a roll.
I want to roll something. Here we go. A really hard roll for me, but good. I'm feeling lucky.
The maximum bonus is 3, man. They're all hard rolls.
All right. So I'm just kind of wandering around like an idiot. Shut up. Sit down.
In your mind, the eloquence is beautiful, but what people are actually hearing is, "Did you see the lights? The big fire, lights, miracle."
Story of my life.
As the drink has truly found its way to your tongue.
Oh, I'm so in character right now. It's great.
That is beautiful.
Elric, I'd never tell you.
Come on.
Fantastic.
He's got the light on his side.
Making city great again.
gonna put some letters on my hat. Whoa, we went there.
Oh yeah, we did.
Take it back. Take it back.
All right. No. Never again.
Digress.
Oh man.
Too funny. I'm glad I wasn't drinking. That's all. I would have sprayed coffee all over this camera. Sorry, what was that, Crab?
Oh man, we'd be taking up a collection on the Discord chat to buy Joe your computer.
We need it by next week. No. So Kreb looks back at Elric. I cannot stop you from doing this. This is what you feel you need to do. So at least I can try and help. But I must let you know, your elf companion Dust is nowhere to be found. And your wizard is high as a kite. And I walk outside and engage the crowd. I am Kreb. Some of you may know me. I'm here to represent Elric, Defender of the Light. Will you join us in this demonstration?
Give me that charisma roll.
All right.
Oh,
the dirty 20.
Grab the leader of men. And
Yeah, so a lot of the people that you've already recognized, they do seem to be separating themselves into two camps. And the one camp, which is much smaller, all kind of rally with you. Yes, I know him. He dealt with the oh crap, I forgot their names.
Oh shit.
The barrow freaking things. The barrow bogies. He handled the barrow bogies at the woodcutters camp. Kreb's an honest, trustworthy man. He is one of us. And people start cheering, and you see a good handful of people, 7 of them from the other camp, kind of step over and join the other side, rallying with you. If Krebs says his cleric isn't as black-hearted as the posters say, perhaps he's right. I'm standing with him. Nice. All right, and the sun is definitely beginning to set as stars are starting to come lighting up from the east as that wave of darkness, that gradient begins to fill over.
I want to take a moment to sit back down by Elric after I make my stumble around. And I'm sure I'm pretty high as a kite, but in as much sobriety as I can pull together, say, Elric, your prophecy of me saving the universe, I do not think is entirely correct. It's all about the children, Elric. It's all about the children. We must save the children. It's not me. There are 3 more. We must save them. Once you've proved your worthiness.
That is the thing about divine plans in this. You're right. It may not be about you. It may be about somebody you inspire, or the next to rise up in your place. But I do know this. I was sent here to protect you.
Then we're on the same page. And I'm kind of looking through my journal as I say it. Yes. As long as we save the children, then we'll both be successful in our mission. I take a gasp because I'm just been like super high, and I'm like, wow. like looking at the potential fire, seeing like visions, sprites dance in my head, like that's crazy.
All right, the friar does offer a place to sleep for the night if you feel you need to lay down.
Yeah, I think I'm just looking into the fire, going, whoa, that's trippy.
Yeah, the hundreds of burning yellow candles.
Screaming demons rise through the flames and leap out at me. It's all good. Not that I haven't seen before.
It's just like another Tuesday in the mind of Minimus.
Right?
Let's watch the colors drip. It's all good.
Well, it usually happens when I close my eyes.
Yeah,
right.
shit. I guess I'll just camp out there. I got rations, man. I don't know. What what would be worthy of doing beforehand? I'm down just to kind of rest it up. What do you think, Crab? What's your story? I know Elric's not going anywhere. He's fasting and praying.
I'm here for the long run. To be honest, I had my suspicions about you guys when I first met you. Ever since that first night, when you both used your first names and told me who you were. I knew right then and there the Baron's story didn't make much sense. The Baron. Barnabas. His story didn't make much sense. It's one of the reasons why I traveled with you guys. I needed to know. Sure, if it had turned out to be the other way, I'd collect a nice bounty on you. But the Barnabas pushed my family off their land so he could build that wretched castle. So I don't mind shining and smudging his face a little bit if you require it.
Well, I am no inquisitor, but if at all possible, we should take his hands so that he may not work any more accounts of evil, and we can torture out of him whatever information we require to see the rest of this evil supplanted. For surely he did not arise to such a position on his own. Sorry, that's like a stone cold moment there.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, we should cut off his hands to prevent him from working
And torture his ass.
foul magics and
Right? And
then
make me that
torture
roll
him.
again. Make me that roll again, Elric.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
Well, you better roll good on that fire check.
No shit!
All right.
There,
And
anybody standing around kind of like in charge, like a guard contingent or something that, I don't know, has been relegated to watching us, or it's just kind of a communal, like everyone kind of knows the deal, like the fire will be back in the morning.
Yeah, well,
You all will be entertained by the burning of the priest, that kind of thing.
yeah, it's mostly townsfolk that are out there. Inside, it's just the priests, or the friars that are all here.
So
And
nothing directly threatening, I guess, is what I'm...
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
And the friars, seeing a man of the cloth, they are definitely taking him at his word of honor. They're taking it on faith that he has surrendered himself to the asylum here of the church until the morning.
Cool.
Which also, I mean, for them, it also makes the stories about this black cleric seem a little off.
Well, if we are not actively doing anything, is there at where we're at? Is there an attempt with? I'm assuming we're going into a little bit of a downtime. Maybe I'm speaking too soon.
Oh no, yeah, like it's basically going to be a night's sleep if everybody's looking for sleeping through the night.
I was gonna try and fuck around with that mushroom thing I found to see if I could turn that into some kind of a potion or poultice, but I might need like more time. I forget the rules right off the bat, so I'm not even gonna fuck with it.
Oh, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to spend a couple hours to do that.
You think so? I can try and see if I can turn that into a potion. I thought a potion might have been longer. I don't have the rules.
Nice. Minimus the Alchemist. This
Nice.
is good. I like this.
Right, well, I mean, why wouldn't he be? Does it actually say? I guess it says something about per day. It doesn't actually give an exact time. I guess it's generally, if it's coming from a spell, it's generally like a day per level of the spell to fashion it together. But since you're going basically taking the properties of this mushroom and more pulverizing it and putting it into like a poultice or a liquid state, we'll say it will take 2 hours. And there's equipment here to do it. This is a very large brewing town, so there's definitely various tools and stuff, even here in the kitchens of the Abbey, that they would let you use those things to spend the time. I will have you give me an int roll to see if how well you can get it finished up.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 12
Uh-oh,
on the
hey.
money.
Nice, just barely made it.
Yeah, 12 on the money. Yeah, it take you 2 hours, and you are able to turn that mushroom into a poultice,
Okay. Cool.
or more of a liquid form if you would prefer.
Yeah, I'm not a poison using guy, but I might want to ingest that or use it for what I do.
Other
I do.
things.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And we'll say, so you're level 3. So we'll go ahead and just stick with that. You're able to get 3 doses out of what you had.
3 doses out of. And how did you describe that in terms of poison effects? I know it's not poison. It was a.
All right. Which one was that?
It was a mediocre effect. It was not a stun, but it was. I wish I had my notes.
Like a paralyzed?
Yeah, maybe not even that hardcore. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's the one. Was it causes giddiness?
Yeah.
Was that giddiness and nausea?
Yep. That's the one.
Yeah. So was it that will act for, or it gives them a -2 to hit?
Mm-hmm.
It lasts for D6 hours, and it offers a save versus poison for half of the duration.
Nice.
-2, 6
So
hours.
no matter what, they get poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get them stuck with it, yeah.
Yeah. Just hope you roll high. Okay.
Yeah. Just like a hippie at a drum circle, I'm just going to be like making my own little libation there on the side. While Elric drops into a deep meditation in preparation for his firewalk.
Walk with me.
All right. Anything going on for you for the evening, Kreb?
Kreb is going to actually roam around town a little bit, use some of his connections, and see if he can muster up a little bit of an early warning system as to when Barnabas shows up.
Smart.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Kreb is putting together like a little guild network there.
Dude, he's on fire tonight, bro.
He's a man of the lands.
Fucking Crab. Pulling the all-star move.
Rocking those retainers.
What
Yeah,
do I need
let's
to
go.
roll?
I'll just come up with a name. Let me think. What should you roll for that?
Because as a hunter, I have worked probably with the local defense network here. I've worked with probably the Thieves Guild.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm throwing rocks in the pond and see what ripples come up.
Oh, totally. Guess let's just call that a charisma roll. We'll just go with charisma and keep it simple.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I have a few favors to pull.
Yeah, you find there's definitely a couple guys that are, they're more on the farmer side, so to speak. You've possibly helped them or know people or pointed them in the right direction for protecting some of their crop lands. Not all necessarily like cleaned out farmlands, but the different harvestings that they're doing for a lot of the brewers' work. But somebody definitely says that they'll have their eyes and ears open to notify you. I guess when the bishop is coming. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I'd like to get as early as heads up when that bishop is coming.
Yeah, definitely. And let's see. Okay. Yeah, the best you're gonna get, it looks like, is about 30 minutes ahead of time knowledge. So
Okay.
So excellent. Then anything else for Kreb before bunking down for the night?
I think I'll end it before I push my luck. Nope, rest. Lots of rest. Prepare for the fight tomorrow.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Yeah. So again, St. Wayland's, or the Church of St. Wayland's, they provide you guys so you can stay close to Minimus, or to Elric. I mean, they provide you guys a place to sleep, and with the nature of the church and the deep praying that's happening throughout the night, you guys are basically, or Kreb and Minimus, you guys are bolstered back up to full HP if you were injured at all.
Okay.
And Elric, through the night, what are you doing?
Praying, of course.
Praying?
Right.
Okay. So before sunrise, let me get 2 more of those rolls from you as you're deep in prayer.
Yeah, 12. And a 6.
Are you self-flagellating?
You had it, and then you lost it.
Well, you know, these robes are very scratchy. They're like the hair shirts, basically.
Distracting.
Right?
It's the same thing. Same
Right.
effect.
Yeah.
They didn't soften the flax before they made the linen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do you know that
That's your
people used to wear underwear made out of hemp?
Yeah.
I'm not joking. That's a real thing. Yeah.
Hemp's badass.
Oh, certainly.
A little itchy.
Ah.
Dude, there's some
Alright.
really nice hemp out there, man. Some really soft stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, when it's
Right.
cut with silk and polyester. No.
In the dark hours of the morning, the courtyard is lit up as the massive pyre comes in. And Kreb, you are woken saying, by friend you recognize, the bishop and some of his wardens are on the way. And I think at that moment, you guys want to do a quick bio break
Yes.
before we come back into.
Yeah, this
Before
could
we
be
start
pretty, this could be
Before the
involved.
cliffhanger happens, yeah.
This could be pretty involved. I think it's a good idea.
We have speeches to make.
Yeah.
People to rally. Bishops to kill. Topple. Whatever.
Topple,
See?
topple. There we go.
Places to hide.
Non-lethal priest here. Yeah. No. All right. Cool.
All right, excellent. So yeah, we'll after these messages, we'll be right back.
Back. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right.